In Art for Justice Field Notes, artists and advocates share what they see and hear on the front lines of ending mass incarceration. It's curated by me, Mahogany L. Brown.
It's a little hard because everybody was getting sick at one point. You call with symptoms and stuff like that, they put you out. So like you have shortness of breath or whatever, they put you out. No return to work. And when you want to come back, it was a hassle to come back because even if you don't have the virus, there's so many officers out. I think they had like 1,800 people out at one point.
What is the incentive to go back to work other than, in solidarity with your folks, with your other officers?
There's no incentive to go back to work. There's actually fear of you not going back. It's gonna use your sick time. There was like a little controversy. If you're not feeling well, do not come back. If your doctor tells you to stay out, you should be able to stay out. But then they have people who are on the department saying, no, you have to come back now.
What has actually changed for you in your environment while being there, but also what has changed for you internally?
We were always taught to use universal precautions in terms of you treat everybody as if they're not you. So you treat them as if they have something. You should. That's what we're taught. Right? They get personal space, XYZ. But no one really takes that into effect. There's no such thing as personal space. But now with this whole pandemic going on, people are distancing themselves. If an inmate needs medical attention, we're allowed to just go ahead, send them down. Before it was more of a hassle. It's like people are willing to do a little bit more because they know the outcome of what it can be. I can see that they're cleaning the jails more, the showers and stuff here and there, see them doing sanitation every night, which they do, but you just see it's just a little bit thorough because they're okay, we use one bottle of bleach, now we need two. So even the inmates themselves, they're way more cleanly.
Has anything changed amongst the residents since we last, corresponded?
Court is shut down, so it's people who were at this last step, they may be held there for,
longer
period. They pick their jury. They're just sitting there. You got programs shut down. So that made them feel human, like the barbershop. The barbershop is still shut down. So with that being said, they can't even cut their nails. So, the only thing is now that I see as the weeks go on and they're learning to adjust, they improvise on certain stuff. And they may not get programming that kept them, a little bit more focused. But it's I see them making up games and making up workouts. So I don't know if it's the area that I work in. Maybe these guys are just learning to adjust. But I feel like it's almost becoming a normal, okay, we don't get barbershop anymore.
What has impressed you about your resilience?
What I am proud of myself about is I was having bad anxiety when it first started. Really, really bad anxiety. I wake up and my heart is racing. Now I'm going to work every day with the mask and my gloves and I feel fine. I used to go with long sleeves on and I was hot. I go with my short sleeves and you just tell yourself you're going to be all right.
What do you think people are getting wrong about either the pandemic, but I guess most specifically about prisons and COVID in prisons?
Although they stopped court and stuff and all these outside stuff, they were almost saying that officers were the reason why the inmates are getting sick. Although that can and may be true, people, they have to understand the information of the virus. You can have the virus and not, display symptoms from 2 to 14 days.
That's right.
So what I didn't like more so with the public is thinking okay, now these inmates have it. It's the officers or whatnot. They still were populated. It takes only one to get sick, and it's one inmate that may live with 50 other inmates, even 60 in some areas. So that can just spread. Although all of them may not be showing symptoms, they can have dormant symptoms.
Right.
So that's more so how it's spreading, I believe. And I feel like that's something that people aren't really seeing. So the same way they're spreading it, and we can be spreading it, we won't know. It's happened already. Yeah, like this happened already. We can't reverse this, but what are we doing moving forward?
Right. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Thank you.